All right, just a very quick update on the XH panel van. As mentioned before, I'm on a training course, so I've been tied up really a lot. So I haven't had any time to do any of this. So I've still got a few more weeks to go. So yeah, anyway, so very quick update. I haven't done a lot, done a couple of little jobs. So yeah, all I've done is a bit of a cleanup. I mean, I got the windscreen out. So when the windscreen was pulled out, found rust along here. So I've had to replace about from there to there. So I've got new metal in there. And on the other side, I had to do very similar. So I finished it, thankfully. So from there through to there. So that section only on this bit here was replaced. So new metal was put in there, and the rest of it was all treated with rust kill, and it's worked beautiful. It's solid as rock, all metal, which is good. So you have to do that for windscreens anyway. Rest of it is all good. So obviously with a full cracked window from top to bottom, sitting out in the rain, the cracks obviously just land straight in there and the water just sits underneath the window. So that's why if you have a big cracks and your car's out in the weather all the time, when you go to eventually change your windscreen, you're probably going to find a bit of rust in there. So if you do have full cracks, make sure you get your windscreen replaced before the rust builds up. So yeah, so I cleaned all this up. I had to pull the dash away a bit. There's screws all under there. It's very easy to do that, and the whole dash sort of pulls away about a few inches. So yep, that's fine. So really, yeah, I've just done a bit of a cleanup, nothing more. I just pulled all the paper off, cleaned the windows a bit. I've done a tiny little bit on the bodywork. I bought a spare tyre for it. So I've got a good spare now. It's old, but it's a good spare. It'll do for rego and all that stuff. And it's not like I'm going to be driving out of town in this thing at the moment. So yeah, other than that, it's been a good rig. Nothing, no dramas. Starts and runs. The other thing I did was I redid the instrument cluster. Not redid, I put the replacement part in I needed. So using my spare instrument cluster, which is being pulled apart now in a million pieces, I pulled out the display part, which is all buggered and faded and dead. So I've replaced that now. So that's all been sun damaged. And that's what they look like underneath for people's info. Yeah, so that part was all sun damaged. It's all buggered. So I had to replace that. So that's done. And this part's been replaced as well. So that's all good now. That's what they look like inside, the standard ones. They still have the gauge looking ones. They still look it, but they don't actually, they cover it, which is actually quite funny. Very funny, typical Ford thing. So yeah, there's the standard model. See, but it's still actually there. I thought that was actually quite funny. Anyway, so now the good thing is I can see the kilometers on this car, which is very exciting. This is good. So here we go. 222,396 out bloody standing. I know the original kilometers on this car, which is bloody brilliant. Very, very, very happy to have the original kilometers on this car, and I know what they are. So that's bloody good. So everything's been good. I'll start it for the sake of starting it, but there's not much point really. Yes, it's an EFI engine. Yes, they start every time, and it's silent as a mouse, as per. So everything's there. Needs some fuel, of course. Yeah, everything works, which is good. Yeah, so it's good, all that fixed up. So anyway, that's probably all I've got to say. So the new windscreen's going in on Wednesday, but that'll be it. I'm not going to be doing anything until I get the course sorted out and finished, and the training. So I won't be doing anything on it for a while. So essentially next steps will be getting the work done on it. I've got to get the bodywork cleaned up a bit more. I've done the first coat of everything, but there's still bits. There's still bits. You can still see the bits. Still things need work all over it. So I've done the major stuff. It's just a matter of getting in there with the filler and just start cleaning up and getting it all straight and getting all those little divots out and all the little tiny marks so that I can wrap this thing, and that'll be sorted. Other than that, everything's just a matter of putting everything back together. I'm just doing the trim clean up, so all that's going to be cleaned up and looking pretty. I'll get all the carpet cleaned up and all that sort of stuff, so plenty to do, but that's okay. I've got time to do this car. It's not a rush job. This one is not a time issue. So I've got all the wrap sitting up the back there. That's all ready to go. Got all the wrap tools, so they're all ready to go. Got all the extra gear I need. So I've just got to get the spoiler, another spoiler for it, which I'm going to modify, and the sides, and yeah, heaps to do. So I met a fella down in Melbourne, and honestly, I've got a ripper an idea. He gave me a ripper idea, not me. He gave me a great idea. So I'm looking at that, modifying it, but not the car itself. It's a bolt-on thing, so nothing to do with V8s or anything like that. Just a nice little bolt-on idea, and it could be quite cool. It could be actually quite cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I'll give another update in I reckon early October, once I get my feet back on the ground. So okay, thank you. Yep, apologies for no more updates. It is what it is. Can't be helped. So righto, cheerio.